Shit!
Put it on the yellow.
Yes!
Oh, that's right. You don't have to pop out the thing. Pop out the thing.
What's the deal, Aaron? Well, I put out 2 videos very recently.
Oh yeah, so you put out... I know you put out Rainbow Bright today. What was the one before that?
So they announced that the Sega Genesis Mini is actually going to be developed by M2 and not at Games, which I found interesting. So I'm like, oh, they like actually were like, oh, let's make this not suck.
What's M2?
M2, they developed like they're really good at emulation, I guess. Like people really like them. They did like the Sega Ages collection.
The fuck is that?
It's like you get it on Steam and PS4, I think, or whatever. It's just a collection of Sega games. People really like that company. They're doing the...
Is it good?
Yeah. From what I hear. I haven't played it.
Oh, the emulation's good.
Yes. Last year, Sega said they were going to have at Games do it. And people were like, oh shit, again, really? And then some people were like yelling at me about like, oh, this is all news. They said they weren't doing at Games. But I don't think it was until very recently that they said M2 is going to do it.
Did at Games ever do one that was HDMI?
I don't know. The ones I saw, they were just like really bad emulation.
I know,
like the slowdown was
the
crazy.
fucking ones they did had like all these shitty fucking garbage
and
like,
they always
games
load...
that don't even exist.
Yeah, and they like add just bullshit crap games. So it says over like 200 games. Oh my god, look at him, Aries. That's why I thought it'd be interesting to do a video on it, because I was like, oh, that's cool. Sega's like stepping it up, because there should be, like, you know, obviously we use real hardware and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, you know, for like realistic purposes, you know, minis are gonna exist, so might as well make them good, especially if it's an official Sega thing. It's like, that's pathetic if it sucks again.
Are you saying that I'm unrealistic?
Yes, because not everyone has original hardware. See, I think it's gonna be better than a PlayStation Classic, because like, it's handled by people that like know and care, I guess, what they're doing. So...
well, yeah, the PlayStation, they didn't even fucking include half the games you would want.
Yeah, and like also on the Genesis Mini, like, the reason I'm not like shitting on it, because it's like, oh, they're including good games. Like, it's games that I think of when I think of the Genesis, like Altered Beast, Bloodlines, Castlevania.
That's cool. I like Bloodlines a lot.
Like Echo the Dolphin, I've never played it, but it's like an iconic Genesis game, even if you like it or not. It's what else? Gunstar Heroes, which is popular.
Everybody loves Gunstar.
Yeah, so I mean, I think so far, I mean, they haven't announced everything yet, but I think it's, you know, I think it's a good...
Well, what's some games on that should definitely be on there that... See, my thought, when they did, like, the Super Nintendo one, I'm like, well, they're not gonna spend the money for the license of, like, Turtles in Time.
Oh, yeah.
But you fucking talk about, like, Super Nintendo to anybody, they're gonna talk about, you know, like, all these, like, licensed games. Forget all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You want the EverDrive, right?
Oh, yeah. But, like, see, then again, you're gonna have... If you get the EverDrive... I have the EverDrive. I like the EverDrive.
Like, if you can't afford the original games, can you get the EverDrive? Instead of doing emulation.
Yeah, but then you're gonna need, if you have the EverDrive, you're gonna need the console.
Oh, that's true.
And you can't get a Retron, because that's emulation, and it doesn't work with the EverDrive.
That's true. Well, then you just get, like, let's just say NES.
Yeah.
Or Genesis. Then you just get the EverDrive for NES.
And a NES.
And an NES.
No, I totally agree.
Right? And then that's it. And then you're good.
I did have a FrameMeister, so back at my old place, I had, I was like, I really need to start playing some Genesis games. So I got an OSSC, which is like a cheaper version of a FrameMeister.
Oh.
And then I heard that sometimes it's kind of wonky to use with the Elgato.
It's not giving, yeah.
And so then I finally got it to work like on my TV. And I remember it was I did Columns and I did Shinobi 3 on it. And I'm like, this looks beautiful. Like, I really noticed it with the Genesis.